Hi friends, this is Manoj, your German trainer. Today we are going to talk about some additional points or some special points of nominative, accusative and dative. Right? So we have covered articles, we have covered pronouns, we have covered possessive pronouns. So today I am going to take you to my special session of nominative, accusative and dative. So this is extras of cases. So let's start. German is so-called inflectional language. Inflections are grammatical endings, the plural endings of nouns, books, children, oxen, and the endings of various portions of the verb. I go, he goes are examples of inflectional endings that both English and German share. Case is another form of inflection. As its simplest level case, it's the distinction between the subject, the nominative, the direct object, the accusative case, and the indirect object, the dative case, in a sentence. For example, der Vater hat seiner Tochter eine E-Mail geschickt. In this case, the father is the nominative. The father has sent an email. What he has sent an email, which is my accusative, to whom the email has been sent, the dative part, to his daughter. This we have already discussed in our previous sessions. This sentence shows case being applied to nouns, der, seiner, und einer, being the indicators not only of the gender of their respective nouns but also of their case. Something which English can only indicate with word order. But look at this variant. Seiner Tochter hat der Vater eine E-Mail geschickt. This sentence means the same as the former, although the connotation is different. That is, it was his daughter he sent an email to and not anyone else. The forms seiner and der clearly indicate who is the doer. The forms seiner and der clearly indicate who is doing the sending, the subject or the nominative, and who the email is being sent to, the indirect object or the dative. One advantage of the case, as this simple example illustrates, is that it can give the speaker a greater choice of words order. English has only preserved separate cases forms in its pronouns, that is I, me, he, him, she, her, we, us, they, them. Only in the second position, which is you, no distinction is made anymore. English uses me, him, her in both the accusative and in dative cases. For example, ich habe ihn zu Hause besucht und ihm einen Scheck für 55 € gegeben. Here I visited him. Him is accusative part, at home, and gave him. Now first him is accusative, to whom who I have visited, and second one is dative, to whom the check has been given. Alright, this is how we identify nominative, accusative and dative. The whole session is already we've already covered this session in previous chapters. The difference between who and whom, which is now warning in English, is also an example of case, that is nominative versus accusative. Example, who lives here? Example, who lives here? Whom did you visit in Berlin? Who did you give the check? It is clearly observed, it is clearly visible in these three questions. First, who is representing nominative, second, who is accusative, and third is dative. This is how where, when, and whom. The fact that whom is fast dying out in English provides a living example of the fate of the case distinction in English. But the point is that whom is fast dying out in English provides a living example of the fate of case distinction in English. But the point is that these distinctions are still very much alive and kicking in German and contribute to what English speakers find difficult about learning German. But once you have got your mind around the concept of the case, it's extremely logical, and getting it right is one of the greatest satisfaction of learning German. In German, case endings don't just apply in above instances. Adjectives take Adjectives take case endings, and verbs and preposition can require that the pronouns and nouns that follow them take either accusative, dative or genitive case. Example: Unser alter Nachbar hat einen sehr netten Sohn. Wer hat netten Sohn? Unser Nachbar, Nominativ. Who has? Nominative. Was hat oder wen hat einen netten Sohn? Akkusativ. Hat mir geholfen. Who has helped me? He has helped me. So this is my nominative. To whom he has helped? To me. He has helped. So this is dative. Meine Frau ist böse auf mich. Auf is going with accusative preposition, right? So auf here is accusative. So meine Frau ist böse auf mich. In this case, my wife is angry with me. Case endings on nouns. In a few specific cases, the noun themselves take case endings, not just determiners standing in front of them as illustrated above. These few cases need to be noted. Example: all masculine and neutral nouns take an es ending in the genitive case. All masculine and neutral nouns take an en ending in the genitive case in singular. Monosyllable nouns may take es rather than simply es in more formal surrounding language, but you will never be wrong if you simply add s, except if the noun itself end in s, as set or set, where es must be used. Example: der Name seines Sohnes, his son's name. Der Anfang des Gebets, the beginning of the prayer. Die Größe des Kreuzes, the size of the cross. In very formal written style and in all the text monosyllabic masculine and neutral nouns in the dative singular. In very formal written style and in all the text monosyllabic masculine and neutral nouns in the dative singular optionally take an en ending. In very formal written style and in all the text monosyllabic masculine and neutral nouns in the dative singular optionally takes an e ending. Example: hinter dem Baume, behind the tree. Auf dem Meeresgrunde, dem deutschen Volke. Generally speaking, these days, this ending is limited to standard expressions. For example, zu Hause, im Grunde genommen, im Laufe der Zeit. So, at home, basically, in the course of time. So we have other uses of nominative case. Other uses of nominative case. A noun used in isolation, not as a part of sentence. Isolation is assumed to be in the nominative case. Example: ein toller Film. Oder? A great film, don't you think? If an isolated noun is in fact the object of an otherwise unuttered sentence, as in the abbreviated answers to question, the accusative or dative may be required. Example: was liest du? Einen Roman. Wem hast du Geld gegeben? Dem Sohn. Was ist passiert, mein lieber Freund? People are addressed in the nominative case. Example: was ist passiert, mein lieber Freund? Complements of the following so-called copular verbs are in the nominative case. Copular verbs take the nominative case both before and after them. Bleiben, to stay. Scheinen, to seem, to appear. Sein, to werden. For example, ist ein sehr guter Lehrer. He's a very good teacher. Wird ein ausgezeichneter Athlet. Scheint ein ausgezeichneter Athlet zu sein. He seemed to be an excellent athlete. Right? Other uses of accusative case. Expressions such as guten Morgen, guten Tag, gute Nacht are in the accusative case as they are theoretical Expressions such as guten Morgen, guten Tag and gute Nacht are in the accusative case as they are theoretical contractions of something like ich wünsche dir einen guten Morgen. Similarly with guten Appetit, herzlichen Glückwunsch, vielen Dank, thank you very much. The date at the top of a letter stands in the accusative case, although this is not always evident depending on the format applied. Example: den 8. The date at the top of letter stands in the accusative case, although this is not always evident dependent on the format applied. The date on the top of a letter stands in the accusative case. Example: den 8. September. Many adverbial expressions denoting a particular point in time or a period of time take the accusative case. Example: Sie kommt erst nächsten Montag zurück. Ich habe den ganzen Tag auf dich gewartet. Right? Other uses of dative case. Envelopes addressed to men, where the title used is Herr, requires the dative of Herr to be used because what is implied is to Mr. X. Example: Herrn Joachim Klinkich. A considerable number of commonly used verbs take an indirect object, that is, dative object, where in English the same verbs takes a direct object. Alright, for example, danken. Ich danke dir, ich danke Ihnen. Helfen, ich helfe dir oder ich helfe Ihnen. Die Krankenschwester hat dem Patienten nicht geholfen. Other common verbs that take a dative object are antworten, gratulieren, dienen, folgen, gehorchen, gehören, and so on and so forth. Right? I hope you liked the presentation, and if so, kindly subscribe to my channel. And if so, I hope you like the channel. I hope you like the presentation and the concept was very much clear now. And if you like the channel, kindly subscribe to my channel, Insightful German, and stay tuned for more such lessons. Thank you. Have a great day. I hope you like the session, and if the presentation was useful for you, kindly subscribe to my channel, Insightful German, and stay tuned for more such lessons. Thank you. Have a great day.